Hello guys, welcome back to Epitaga's Dumbbox and this is Akshay Daga. In this video, we will talk about the data type matrices in R programming. In some of our previous videos, we have already talked about data type like vectors, list and some other simple atomic data types. You can search those videos on my channel and watch it. So let's begin with the data type matrices. So what is matrices? Matrices is nothing but two-dimensional vector, and when we call it as a vector, then it has to follow one condition, that is all the element in that matrices should be of same data type, right? Because that is the mandatory criteria in the vector. And just like vector, if you try to create a matrix with data type with elements having different data types, right, some character, some integer, then it won't throw any error. What it will do, it will create a matrix, but it will uh, convert the values internally to make it of same data type. So the output will not be as expected by you. So you have to take care that all the elements in the matrix should be of same data type. Now let's begin with how to create a matrix. Basically, how to create an empty matrix. You can do that with by using the function matrix, and you have to pass number of rows and n columns. So I am creating a empty matrix with 2 rows and 3 columns in it. If I print the matrix, it will be like this. Since this is empty matrix, all the values are NA, that is missing value. And if I check the class of M, then you can see it is matrix. Now what if I want to create a matrix with some values in it? How can I do that? So there are multiple ways. First of all, let's begin with creating a matrix with integer in it, right? So before that, you should know some more thing, that there are some attributes which are specifically there for matrix data type, right? So if I check attributes of variable M, then I will see the dimension, and it will be like 2 and 3. The first number is number of rows and the another number is number of column. Like, the simplest way to create matrix is create a vector, that is a sequence, and then assign the attribute like some values to the attribute dimension of that variable, then it will automatically get converted into matrix. How to do that, I will show you. So let's assume I am creating one more matrix. I am creating a vector first with sequence from 1 to 10. Okay, so it is 1 to 10. If I check class of n, it is integer. If I do attributes of n, it is null, because right now we haven't defined any of the attribute for this variable n. If I take dimension of n, it will again be null. What if I assign some value? See, because dimension is always in the form of two numbers, number of rows and columns, so I have to assign the value it like a vector. So this, since there are 10 values, so I will create a matrix with 2 rows and 5 columns. The number of rows are 2, number of columns are 5. So once I assign this value to the dimension attribute of the variable, if you check the n now, it got converted into matrix. If I check the class of n now, it is matrix. So this is how we can create a matrix from one vector, okay, or sequence. There is one more way to check to create a matrix from two sequences, right? So what I will do, I will create a first sequence, that is x, that is 1 to 4. I will print x. I will create another sequence, that is 5 to 8. I will print. Now we can create matrix using these two sequences or vectors, either column wise or row wise. If you want to join these two sequences as a column, then I will use the function cbind, like column wise binding of variable x comma y. And see, one matrix is created with x sequence as one column and y sequence as another column. Similarly, I can use the function rbind to create a matrix where x sequence is one row and y is another row. right? So we have joined two vectors row wise. Okay, in this case the sequence of like length of the sequence x and y was same, right? So the matrix was created very easily. What if the sequence is not same? Now I am taking another case. I am again creating a vector y with sequence 5 to 6, means only length 2, and x is 1 to 4. If I try to do r bind x comma y, see what happens. X is as it is, but what happened, the y sequence got replicated multiple times till it matches with the dimension of length of x, right? 5 6 5 6. There is no error and no warning. Similarly, if I do c bind, I will get the same similar result. Okay, here it didn't give any type of error or warning because the length of sequence y and length of sequence x were multiple of each other, right? Like length of y is 2 and length of x is 4, so it is multiple. What if they are not multiple of each other? So I will create one more sequence y once again, and this time I will take it is 5 to 7, that is it is the length of y is 3 and the x is 1 to 4, the length is 4. Now the length of y and x are not multiple of each other. Now I will try to create r bind of x comma y. See, it gave me warning. It created a matrix, but it gave me warning. X sequence is as it is, but if you check the y sequence 5 6 7, it is the original sequence. Then it tried to replicate the sequence till it matches the length of x. Like 5 is there, 6 and 7 is not required because the length is matched. But since it is not multiple, it has given me warning. So you have to consider this at the time of creating matrix, because it won't give you any kind of error, and you will think that the matrix has been created and but the result will not be as per your expectation. Similarly, if you do c bind, you will get the similar result. Okay, so that's it guys. Apart from that, if you have one matrix, like in our case n was one matrix, in if I want to check like how many number of rows are there and how many number of columns are there, we can do that. The function for that is n row of n, so it is 2, and n column, it is 5. So this is how you can check the number of rows and number of columns in the given matrix. So that's it guys. This is the basic about matrices in R programming. How to extract particular element from the matrix or particular row, column, everything, all those operations I will explain in my future videos. I have provided all the things which I have explained here in written format with all the syntax and codes I will required for that in written format in my blog, and link to that will be given in the description. Please do visit there, and if you have any kind of doubt or some issues while working in R programming related to this topic, please put it in the comment box. I'll try to resolve that as soon as possible. I'll try my best, and that's it guys. If you like my explanation, please click on the like button and subscribe to my channel to encourage me. So this is Akshay Daga, and in our next video I'll be explaining some more data types like factors and data frames and all other stuff. So keep watching it. So thank you guys. This is Akshay Daga signing off.